International Atomic Energy Agency investigators say they've discovered a secret nuclear plant in northwestern Syria. It's claimed the complex has a similar design to a uranium enrichment plant Muammar Gaddafi tried to build in Libya. However, there's apparently no evidence of nuclear production at the site, which is currently used as a cotton spinning plant. Well, for more on this, I'm joined by Dr. David Halpin. He's a British anti-war activist. Dr. Halpin, thanks very much indeed for being with us. Now, these allegations come during very difficult times for Syria, which is already under immense international pressure. So, what do you make of the timing here?
Well, I'm no weapons expert, and you know that. But the first thing I'd say is, here we go again. The main pretext for invading and bombarding Iraq were weapons of mass destruction. My second thought is that a neighbour of Syria that still holds some of its land, the Golan, has by all accounts a large nuclear armoury and the weapons to deliver those over some thousands of miles. Not only are there rockets, there are also the Dolphin submarines, which were supplied by Germany, two of which were given by Germany to Israel, and it is said that their torpedo hatches have been enlarged so they can take nuclear-armed cruise missiles. Now, all this is stuff that I do not know, but I would be deeply suspicious of any story arising now about nuclear weapons, chemical weapons, germ warfare weapons in Syria now, because Syria is in the crosshairs very evidently.
You draw a comparison with Iraq, and of course that invasion on the pretext that weapons of mass destruction were indeed there, but later that was proved otherwise. Do you think, therefore, it's vital that President Assad is open and transparent and allows inspectors in straight away to prove the fact that there are no nuclear weapons in Syria?
Well, if I was President Assad, and I'm reminded, of course, that he is a medical colleague of mine, he's not a ophthalmologist, I would be rather wary about letting any inspectors in, because the inspectors that went into Iraq for years, UNSCOM, I'm told that one of their tasks was, in fact, identifying defense installations in Iraq and making sure the positions were known. We've mentioned Iraq, and I'd like to say this. That we speak of weapons of mass destruction. What does that mean? The fact is that whatever weapons were used in Iraq illegally by this vast alliance of America and the UK and whatever, that over 1 million people were buried, over 2 million people were probably maimed, 900,000 women were widowed, 5 million children were orphaned, and 4 million people were displaced. Now, if those were not weapons of mass destruction, tell me what is.
Let's talk about, though, the suspicions about the past investigations, or indeed the past possibilities of Syria seeking a nuclear weapon. One would ask, why would they want to have one in the first place?
Well, I just indicated that just across the Golan is a country which often uses the most bloodthirsty language and has, by all accounts, a massive nuclear armoury. I don't know about its chemical, if it has chemical or germ warfare weapons, I don't know that. Mordecai Vanunu is a friend, and that man spent 12 years in solitary confinement, having tried to tell the world that Israel was arming itself, or had armed itself, with nuclear weapons. It is ironic that we should be talking about Syria when the Israeli nuclear armoury has never been inspected. And I'd like to really underline that. Now, going back to Syria, I know that there was an alleged nuclear facility that was bombed by the Israelis at Al-Kibar in 2007. The story was that the installation had been fitted out by North Korea, which seemed a highly unlikely source for such a sophisticated facility. But that I know about. I don't know about any other nuclear weapon. I do know they have a small research reactor, according to Wikipedia, which was supplied by the Chinese.
Well, we could talk more on this, but sadly we're out of time. Thank you very much indeed for your thoughts on this. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for asking me. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you.